It is true that you cracked that interview. It is true that it was finally you who answered all the questions. It is true that it was your capability to answer all the questions with a sound mind in front of the interviewer, which landed up to that successful job. But what about that friend of yours to whom you always give a call when you land up into any kind of confusion? What about that job agency through which you got that particular call? It's true that they will get their compensation from the organization for handing over a nice resource as you. That's true. And what about that relative of yours who has been guiding you ever since with your career? With all the ups and downs as you have faced it. And what about your family who has stood beside you when you were going through the topsy and turvy of the career moves? So, many a times in this rat race, in this period and time wherein we are running short of time, we tend to forget all these people who ultimately helped us in landing up the successful job. It is true that it was you who appeared for that interview, but it was also true that it was that friend of yours who knew about this interview and did send you that WhatsApp message or that SMS just stating good luck. So, once you have landed up into that successful job of yours, it is your duty never to forget anyone who has helped you in your career, not with this particular job, but in your career with all the ups and downs. It is but very essential that you remember them, you stand by them, you help them, and you do the exact thing that they did for you. So, how do we do that? In today's world, when we are running short of time, when we tend to forget our own birthday sometimes, how do we do that? I suggest you write it down. Write down in your diary or in one place where you take all the notes about all the people who have been helping you ever since your career launch. It doesn't take much time to think about. Think about that first boss to whom you reported. Think about the supervisor whom you didn't find that okay, but later on you were quite surprised by the way he or she helped you in growth of your career. Do you remember them? Do you remember their name? Write it down. When I say write it down, I mean to say write it down with their names along with their contact details, maybe their Facebook ID, maybe any way of contacting them. Because when you write it down, you tend to forget less. Now, once you have written all the contact details and their names, see, this list cannot be comprehensive. This list cannot be contained in like, okay, this is the full and final. Because this list, I'm sure, just like my list, keeps on growing and growing. My whole career of 20 years have been influenced by someone or other. A friend, a boss, a supervisor, or my family members for sure. Even when I was going through tough decisions, job loss, pay cuts, whatsoever, my family was always with me. My friends were always with me saying, buddy, don't worry, things will be fine, absolutely fine. If it is not fine with this present job, I'm sure with your capability, you will get that next job. Even I knew that, but I lacked that confidence. So my friends who has helped me, I've never forgotten them. It's true that we are busy and we tend to forget all the people who helps us. We are a generation which has developed a very, very wrong notion about an attitude instead of gratitude. When we fill our life with gratitude, we tend to see all those small helps that everybody has done. It is true that we are successful today, but the success is built on the foundation which is led by many. It is true that you are capable, it is true that you are knowledgeable, it is true that you are educated. It is true. But what about that mental support? What about that extra push that your friend did? What about that extra reference that your ex-boss did? What about that good words your supervisor shared with your present employer during a recommendation or a background check? Do remember each of them. And when I said write down their names and their contact details, I meant please give a call as and when possible. Now, I understand it's not very logical that every week you get a call, you get the time to give a call to your ex-boss or that consultant who helped you in landing up that job. But even once a year, with the Facebook alert coming up, we are all aware of the major events happening in people's life. All right? So, on that birthday, a small wish might make that person feel so very happy. The person will understand that you are grateful. You are grateful. You're thanking the person by remembering an event in his life. It is not always that you need to give a call to your ex-boss and say, "Hey, boss, it was because of you that today I am in such a big, organization and I'm a boss myself. It was you." He doesn't even want to hear that. But just a hi and hello and how is it doing? And what about you? And if there is any suggestion, he can give it to you. He feels so very valued in your life. And that value is the respect which they at least deserve for helping you without any condition. So, a call and a year on that event, on that birthday, or even when they change their job, go for a better position, doesn't harm. When you go into their LinkedIn profile and leave a message like, "Hey, boss, congratulations, you've been a great boss ever since when I was reporting to you, and I'm sure with this new position, you will be able to take care of better responsibility and create better leaders like you." See, not only that will make him or her feel better, but also he remembers you. The connectivity, as I always mention, never burn the bridge, because you never know. You never know. You might be requiring their help, and you might be needed by them also. It's not always you requiring the help. They might be also in some place where they might some kind of help from you, and they might be hesitant. But when you are in constant touch with them, they feel you are somebody to whom they can reveal what they state of mind is and what is going on. And if they require any help, they wouldn't feel hesitant asking for help from you. You can help them. And the third point I would recommend is, it might sound superficial, but a small gift, a token of thanks to all the people who have helped you might be that powerful input from your side to make them believe and understand that you literally are thankful. See, I never meant that you go out and buy an expensive gift, but when you remember somebody, a small card, a thank you note, or a small gift, it could be a pen, it could be a paperweight, it could be a diary, it could be anything which is not expensive, a keyring maybe, but just with a note of thanks, that makes them feel so valued, that makes them feel so motivated. And what that will do is, to them, is they will carry on doing the great job that they have been doing, helping people, referring people, recommending people, teaching, mentoring, and coaching people. And when you say thanks, they know that their impact or what they did for you has added value into your life. That is the reason you remember them, and that is the reason you have a feeling of gratitude towards them, right? And fourth, the most important, I would say, if not the 3 points before that I discussed, if not those 3 points, keep in touch with the people and help them out whenever they require any bit of help. Any small help that they have done, you should not be balancing that act of kindness with, okay, he helped me in just with a phone number, so I'll, maybe if I have some information, I'll share with him. No, you can go extra mile, you can help that person, and if the person is going through, because in this today's volatile and comprehensive world, we never know how fast the situation changes, and if someday somebody is requiring a help, it might be a good gesture for you to go back to them and say, "Sir," or "Hey," or to your friend or to your family member, whosoever helped you, like, "Is there anything I can do from my side? I know this is tough, and but the thing is, I would like to do something, I would like to contribute, I would like to help you out. If there is anything, please let me know, because you did help me so much when I needed the help. So this is a time when it's time for me to give it back to you, to help you out and to stand by you. So it's not like you cannot balance the act of kindness of one person by doing, okay, I have done this time, once he helped me, so once I have helped him, and that's, we are equalified, we are nullified, we are balanced. Nothing like that. When somebody has helped you, you need to understand the person believed you, the person trusted you, the person literally wanted to help you. He or she went ahead extra mile to help you out. Okay, so throughout your life, this might sound a bit philosophical, but I say, as I feel, that throughout my life I cannot repay the debt of anybody who has helped me, because before even I helped them, they helped me, and they helped me without any condition. So when they helped me, they even didn't expect me to go back to them and help them, or say, hey, thank you for making that change in my life or doing that great thing in my life. But the thing is, they did it just out of their goodwill. They did it just out of compassion. They did it just out of love or respect or compassion for you. So when you are that person who is now in a position to help somebody, please go and help that person, because as I always mention, it's time, and time changes. You never know, you might be the person who might be requiring that help again. Today you might be very successful. Take for instance the COVID-19 situation. I have had friends who had been appointed as VPs, presidents, and so on, and they have been working with this organization for 18, 20 years. But of late, I'm receiving calls from them about they being let go, they've been terminated, they've been put off, they've been asked to leave, and the position is but dissolved, and so on. So when you are successful, it is good to enjoy that success. You have earned it, but it is also very important that you remember that foundation on which that success is built upon. So with that note today, guys, as I always mention, attitude is not required. What we require more in our life is gratitude. When you lead a life of gratitude, not only you grow, not only you are more connected to people, but the thing is, you evolve as a better human being. And a better human being is good in every role that the person plays. As a professional, you're good as a boss, you as a team member, as a family member, you are good as a father, as a son, as a husband, as a brother, and every relationship related to you is good because you lead a life full of gratitude. When you feel gratitude, you feel thankful, you are much at peace with yourself, and that is the most important thing in your life, to be at peace with yourself, because you are filled with gratitude, because you know that no matter whatever your extent of help could be, you are always available to your friends and to all who has helped you in the long course of your life. So guys, with that note today, I wind up this session of Morning Vibes with Career Counseling Online, and today is Wednesday, and Wednesdays we have the mindset sessions wherein we talk to entrepreneurs who have gone through the ups and downs of their projects, who have done something out of the way, leaving behind the comfort of life. So today we are going to talk to one IIM alumnus who is Arindam Chakravarti, a successful author, investment banker, and somebody whom I have known for long years, and he has reached to the peak of his career as vice president, president of organizations, and from there he planned to plunge into the journey of entrepreneurship in 2017 with his new project called Business Unplugged, wherein he is like a coach, he's a trainer on investment banking, on resource management, and on finance. So we will talk to Arindam today at 8:30 p.m. and we will try to delve into the mind of an entrepreneur to understand the journey, the fear, the success, the failure, and the tenacity to go ahead with all the kind of mindset that an entrepreneur has. So join us today at 8:30 p.m. to talk to Arindam, to have those doubts, those questions answered from your mind, which might be popping up into the mind of an entrepreneur. You might be wondering about whether to launch this startup on this time or not. Is this a right situation? What kind of difficulties might arise? So Arindam would be guiding us through all these questions, and catch us live at 8:30 p.m. today in our mindset session. So with that note today, guys, take care of yourselves, stay home, stay safe, work with focus, and as I always mention, learn, contribute, and evolve. We meet today at 8:30 p.m. All the best, guys.